Oklahoma 26,000 prisoners, and that's not counting probation, parole. That's just housed in a institution. That's up 2% from '08. So in 2 years it went up 2%, which isn't a big percentage, but whenever you think that number, it's a lot of people. National population is 1 million, and that's also up. It's not decreasing anytime soon. The issue is that our correctional institutions are operating above capacity. Prisoner overcrowding, just reworded. Why it's happening, we've got get tough laws, extended sentences, and growing crime rates. Some of those are good things, but they're causing bad problems. And solutions that are in place right now is new prisons are being constructed to house extra prisoners, mandatory release like we have going on in California, and early release programs, good time, parole. Just kind of a visual, from 1980 to 2009, got a couple dips, but there's a steady increase. We've got 139, and this is per capita, it's not just 139 individuals. That would be too large numbers to put on the graph. And then this is from '08 to '09. There were 26 states with decreases, which is a good thing, and it's over half, barely over half of our states. But Oklahoma is all the way down here because we added 533 in 1 year. The rise in population is not just a problem itself, it's causing other problems. Whenever there's too many in a prison, we're overflowing to jails, which, as we've looked at in here, jails are for temporary inmates, but they're giving them possibly maximum security or higher security inmates than they can deal with, than they have staff for, than they have room for. Inmates cost a lot as far as budget to the states, and then there's human rights violations being caused by crowding. And that's just another number going up from '83 to 2005. We're from 223,000 to 774,000. That's a lot of words, but I highlighted to kind of get the main point. Georgia, in 1 year, will spend about $18,000 to house one inmate, but they'll only put a third of that into putting one child through education, through school. Same thing down here. California is 47 to 9,000 inmate to student. All of them are quite a bit higher. Other states have even larger discrepancies. Oklahoma Corrections, this was pulled off of the DOC website for 2010. Community, I'm not 100% sure if they're just talking about the guards that have to watch them, but in a maximum institution, security institution, per day it costs $75, $87, $2,000 inmate. Food, medication, all of that. This is a direct quote. Crowding in prisons is a major source of administrative problems and adversely affects inmate health, behavior, and morale. Can't get it all out. Those pictures seem to be exaggerated, but unfortunately they are from institutions. This one's from a California institution, and that again is where we have the mandatory release program trying to be put into effect right now. What's causing this overcrowding? I mentioned the get tough policies, which is just in recent years. They are trying to crack down on crime, which is a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but in the way that they're doing that is to increase sentence lengths and harsher punishments for crimes, which puts more people into the institutions and keeps them there longer, so adding to the population. Truth in sentencing. Basically, if the judge tells you you've got 7 to 9 years for this and you get off or get out in 5 years on good time, they want to end that. They being people who support truth in sentencing, feel as if this is unfair to the victims, to justice, that we're letting them out early. But this is also keeping them inmates in institutions longer and adding to populations. This is the crime index report, which is broken down by a lot of different things. Arson's not on here. Got a little caveats on this, but the main number that I wanted to look at was grand total of indexed crimes from 07 to 08 went down 1%, but then 08 to 09 went up 3%. So there is fluctuations and we do go down sometimes, but overall we have been increasing. Solutions that are in place right now is constructing new prisons. GEO got passed to construct a $100 million facility that holds 1,500 beds. For $100 million, I think we could probably house a few more than 1,500. But that also shows you it's costing a lot to house these individuals. And completed by the end of 09, I don't think that got met. Early release programs, when they go to the parole board and say, here's what I've done, I've behaved, I've gone to all these programs, I really want out. Good time. Again, all these are good programs, and this is helping reduce the population. It's going against the truth in sentencing policies and ideals. Mandatory release. This is from a press release, May 23rd. So that's what it's talking about on Monday. The Supreme Court vote was that California prisons had to release approximately 30,000 inmates in the next 3 years. This poses a lot of problems. Who do you choose? Who do you let out? And what's the chances that they're just going to turn around and come back? And the reasons that they were doing this is inmates' basic rights were being violated and needless suffering and death due to overcrowding were reasons cited. We've got a major overcrowding issue. And it's obvious, it's in the numbers, and we are trying, as a society and as corrections program is trying to do many things to alleviate that problem, but are there any things that you think that we could do other than tell them, hey, you gotta release 30,000 of them, or spend money on a new prison? Are there any better solutions?
Quit giving drug offenders just possession of marijuana, possession of controlled substance, 5-10 year sentences, where you can use put violent offenders in prison instead of those.
Okay.
I think
So giving lesser sentences to lesser crimes.
Right, exactly.
Okay. That would help, but would that not also keep people on the streets that we don't want on the streets? I mean, I'm not saying that's not a good
no matter
thing.
what, you kind of got to choose
anyways.
No matter what, you kind of got to choose anyways, because you already got limited space.
Yeah. We don't have the space to put the people we don't want on the streets,
Would
but
you
we don't
rather
want them on the streets.
Yeah, right, violent person or a drug user, drug offender.
Decriminalize some of those minor offenses.
So take them out of the laws. It's not against the law to do trespassing. It takes it.
No, that's something that needs to be, but extreme minor possession of marijuana. I mean, morally, I'm not going to agree or disagree with it, but it's taking up a whole lot of manpower and resources that could be used elsewhere.
So main consensus is we need to let the little dogs go. Let the big guys in jail. It's something that we're gonna be facing for quite a while until they can figure out, a good solution, if there is a good solution. There's just gonna be more prisons and more offenders. That's all I have.
I got a question.
Yes.
What would you do?
I, am a very strong supporter of the truth in sentencing, so it's kind of difficult for me. I believe that, you messed up, you pay for it. But I also see the issue of the overcrowding, so I've looked at a lot of different things, and it's difficult, it's not an easy answer. I think we should use a lot more of the community work programs. I think there's a lot of individuals doing time, and there's a lot of work that could be, done by
community
them.
service?
Community service, things around town. I think that would also help whenever it got to the point that they were released. I think that would give them a little bit more of a step up. It's not going straight from sitting in a cell all day to, hey, you're out there.
Right.
There's a little bit more transition time, and it's a benefit to the